The weekend a little bit, but here we are with part 6. And man, I'm loving this game. Like, I know I gave it some minor points of a critic on my first impressions, but this game is actually getting better and better. And I will dive into that in just a second. So today we're starting here at Shoe Sanctum. Because I have been doing some farming and now we have a new discipline skill on Rex named Rampage. And the reason why Rampage is so amazing is pretty simple, because if you like upgrade it with the first variant, it will also heal you. And that gives us a really good healing buff now that I will showcase off onto the giants here real quick. So all of you guys know that I use the leech bone shards on my arm. I still have it, by the way, but with this ability we might not need it. Actually, you just want to have one of them. So if we activate Rampage, even if we don't hit the enemy, you see that our attacks now also heal us, and the green icon under our health bar kinda represents the duration. And you see that it's actually a pretty decent duration. So I'm gonna do it on those dogs, and I pretty much have all the health back that I lost. So the axe is still growing on me. I'm still trying to enjoy other weapons. And even though I succeeded in that for like a part, I do like the daggers more. The one-handed sword is also pretty nice. Like, all those things are pretty nice, but like the axe keeps surprising me with better and better stuff. And you might be thinking, like, if Rampage now heals you, why do you keep the leech tooth anyway? And the reason is pretty simple. It's because you can pretty much stack them. So you can pretty much do this, have that healing buff active, and then go to your arm and also have that active. And now you have 2 healing effects stacked on it. So that is pretty much what's new. For anyone who's gonna ask me where the healing comes from, that now comes from a new skill. I also went over all the status effects, and I will explain them shortly, real quick. Because I didn't really find an explanation in the guidebook. But if you go to all the status effects here, like Leech, you already know that heals you. Feathering, magic, and Arcane are just damage types. And then you have um, Poise Break, that is pretty much like Bleed. Sorry, a minor interruption. Lightning will like reduce enemies' health. Um, no, sorry, their damage. It will reduce their damage. Frostbite will reduce their health, pretty much like Bleed. Like Bleed and Frostbite kind of work the same like in most Elden Ring related games. Then Corruption will be damage over time, and Blight will like reduce their maximum HP. I tested all of them. I didn't really like Blight. I think it's the weakest of all, at least if you apply it to an enemy. If it is on you, it's actually a little bit dangerous. Corruption is good, but you can better go for fire because fire will also do the same thing and also increase the damage they take from other sources. So that being said, um, I also did like get some X mastery points. Like you use the feathers for it, like the faded feathers. You can also reset them, so it's really nice that you can like reset them and put them into like other put them like in other weapons. And for the rest, we got one other item off stream, and that is this thing. And this thing kind of works a little bit like this thing. It's just like an additional tooth. But this one will stimulate the attack power you get from tempering. So I'm not really sure if it works with leech. I'm not really sure if it increases the healing. But like I guess that the fire attack that you do and the lightning attack that you do with the tooth will indeed increase. So that is really nice. And that being said, let us go back to where we left off last time. Here at the refugee camp. So I will quickly show you guys where you get the tooth. You will have to beat like a clone of yourself, pretty much like we did earlier in the forest. Good. So if you are here at the refugee camp and you go all the way down, you want to stick to the right until you see those tents here and that bonfire. And then you will come here to the huge body of water. Be a little bit careful though, because here there will be a bird-like enemy. And this one actually hurts quite a bit. He's a little bit tanky as well. And besides that, if you come here, you will be invaded by your evil spirit. And if you beat her, she will give you the tooth. Also, there is a little chest here, although I'm not really sure what I found in it. Let's quickly see. But I don't really remember, I'm not gonna lie. But that is pretty much everything that happened off stream. And a little bit of farming, obviously. Also with Rampage now learned, you will see that my axe actually have discipline skills, and that will also assure that our way 3 discipline force stone is active, like increased damage dealt if 3 discipline skills are known. I wasn't sure if that was like general or weapon bound, but now that our X knows 3 discipline skills, it will trigger like no matter what. If it was weapon bound, it will trigger. If it was general, then it already triggered way before this point. And going down here, we have a ladder. I had to kick this down, so it is a shortcut to somewhere I have been before, I think. Although, I cannot really remember that I've been here before. And I'm pretty sure that I haven't been here at all. So, we might as well kick off here and then visit our white friend, the old man that we promised to help with his demon problem. Rampage you can also activate beforehand if you have the 3 things for it. The initial slash of Rampage will also heal you already. And because the X gives 3 might every time you do the forward attack, it actually is pretty well sustainable. I'm not really sure who's firing at me though. It's probably you. Okay. Oh, we need cannonballs, I see. Oh, we can pick them up right here. And then I guess we can just use it. Yeah. So that are probably the guys that kept firing at us. A lot of blood here. I don't think I want to know what they're prepared. Ooh. That's good to know that there are mines or something inside of the blood. So that we also know right now, like, be careful for But the reason that like the game keeps growing on me, like I said before, is for the simple reason that like even though I think the attacks still miss a little way to it, like the game gives you so many tools and so many things that like keep improving the game, you know? You first had like the fire buff, and then you had like um, the leech, and you get some crazy spells.
Almighty Father in heaven, sins can be forgiven, the flesh restored, for life itself is eternal. Amen. Your feathers, have you too been touched by the Lord's blessing? No, you still seem clear of mind. Could it be? Oh, Almighty Lord, I give thanks for bringing me. Your feathers, have you too? No. Almighty Lord, I give thanks for bringing me before your messenger. Messenger, what is the will of the Lord? Am I not devout enough to behold the coming of the Lord? No, you're not his messenger. Zhangxi and Zhong, our sovereign, shall rise again as the Holy Sun, ushering in the radiant kingdom of God. And I shall sprout wings, blessed by heaven. You devil! You'd lure me straight into Satan's embrace. You devil! You'd lure me straight.
I'm not really sure if we were supposed to tell him that. But either way, we did. And here there is even another zone. I mean, I need to say I do like the world building, but sometimes it's a little bit overwhelming that you think like I'm like exploring this zone. I still have to do like the mountain as well. And like now there is like this tropical forest or something at the end of this cave. The one-handed weapon I mainly like to like equip. To keep my might up even though I'm not fighting anything. Ah, it's a bird. I was thinking what am I triggered? But it's a bird over there. But that is probably the other priest that the towers told us about. The one that is like pretty fond of the feathering. Ouch. I need to say those cannons really hurt. I think there's still one like back at the other place. I missed my first swing. But now we can talk to the priest here to see if he actually says something about his friend.
Hola. What else can I do?
No, it's still the same dialogue. If you beat the bird guy here, by the way, you will get like a full feather, like not a faded feather, but a fully glorious one. And so the guy there is actually throwing spears at you as well. I cannot stand their crying about I was forced or anything. Like, sorry, I'm not taking it. I have a little bit of dread from big gates because they often lead to boss fights. But it seems this one will be fine. Something or someone is like throwing those flowers at us, but we have like a different flower. I wonder if we can throw a Q9 at him. No, it's a little bit out of reach. I also tried the flower spell, but the flower spell is not that good. It is like more like an AoE kind of thing, but as with many AoE spells, it covers a huge zone, but it also has a lot of chances to actually miss the target, especially when your target is not many, or if your target is not large. Like, and it was also like 5 things it costs to actually trigger it, so I had something like, if that also costs 5, then I'd rather stick to the blue, because blue is actually tracking which enemies are near you. Even though with all my stamina recovery, like the axe still feels a little bit on the hungry side sometimes. The thing is, it's good when you can get your full combo off, because the third attack restores your stamina as well. But if you're like stuck in your 1-2, but like I think for bosses, especially when they are like more human-like enemies, I'm still gonna use the daggers. I really like their clash ability, and it seems that we have a new. There's a bird. Oh, there he is. I'm not really sure if we can do that with a Q9. It looks a little far away, but it's not. I wonder, does this actually lead somewhere? Yes, but it is closed. So we're just gonna unlock the shrine here and then actually go back to our other camp. And I didn't know that 30k souls. And I'm about to have some more. So we might get quite a bit of levels here. With like over 50k. I think we only need a good 11k or something to level up. Of course that increases when you do level up, but still. That's a good 3 levels. Almost 4 levels. We need a little bit more. And we wanna quickly get that as well. By defeating some enemies here. But that's 4 levels by going through the zone. That is pretty insane. Oh, they drop for 1,000. Hello. And those soldiers, for how much do they drop?
General.
Even more. Okay, this is actually a pretty good farming spot. And they also drop those things. And for how much do they? For 800, that's not nothing. Oh, there's actually an item there. And there's a ladder here as well. Oh. There we go. Now we need only 14k, so that's not too much more. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna go for yet though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cannot get to this. Um, quickly gonna see if the axe goes even further. I don't believe it will. No, I think this is the actual end of the tree so far. So I think if this is the end, then I might as well go start and work on another weapon. One, three, four. I have one too short for that. It's all by spells. But we're not really running a spell build at the moment. So this increases health recovery. So we might go for that, and then this unlocks a new thing, and this is an increased charge, and I think we will spend it on this here. There we go, and now we're building towards this. I'm actually still wondering if I like that other priest that like was fond of the feathering, if I did screw his quest line or not, because he like clearly seems to be pissed off with me. But I'm not sure if that's good or rather bad. So here we met the kids, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe here the guy was before. So we might actually go look, because this zone kind of looks like the tropical zone that we found going out of the cave. But this leads to another cave. And I'm pretty sure this is just meant to kill you. That actually looks like a pretty intimidating enemy. But it also seems that like the people here are more infected with, let's say, the feathering than anywhere else they have been. For its size, it's actually pretty aggressive. I might actually stack my double healing. But uh, but I think the game actually does like a pretty nice introduction to what happens to people who actually have the feathering. It's like you meet like normal people and then like light inflected people that are pretty normal, but they have some feathers popping out. And like now you already see like more severe cases that might even have been a human at some point. I think the axe is a little bit too mana hungry for this guy. So what we might do is go to our daggers real quick and see if that works better. One thing that I do love though is that you can literally stand on a note and like refund everything from one skill tree. There we go. Hmm. I I expect and hope that big enemy like kind of drops for like a lot of souls. That indeed went a lot better. Especially against like aggressive enemies like him. It seems a lot better to actually have weapons that are fast and that don't drain through your stamina all too much. And he did drop for, I believe, a good 10k. So if he respawns, he will be an amazing farm. This seems like a place you can easily get lost in though, like everything looks like the same here. I'm not as like speakful today. I think that's because like it's the end of the day. It has been a long day already. Um, oh, yeah, that's like another horse that we saw before. I still hope that I get like an axe with like the cannon, like my vengeful spirit actually has. Because I already told it to myself like earlier, like I really feel like a lack of weapons. I mean, not really a lack of weapons, like you find more than enough weapons, but it has been like a time that I found like a new weapon, you know, something that I haven't done or seen before. For how much does this give you though? 10k. Wow. knowing we already have a weapon, a level, not a weapon, but a level, it's actually gonna like give us quite a few levels again. Oh, this is the woman.
The downfall of mortals is the primordial deity's punishment. The fact that you're still standing means you're chosen. Either way, I was sent here by the primordial deity himself. Yet, the people remain blind to his will. Their ignorance has led to nothing but war and suffering. Tell me, if sacrificing the worthless could save the world, would you do it?
Would I do it? No, I don't think so.
Righteousness, just like that old Taoist. How many lives do you think you can truly save?
It's kind of funny. She looks sweet, but also kind of twisted. Just a little more. But luckily we do have that. Is enough? No. Oh, this we cannot have yet. Okay. And we might as well put it in our weapon. There we go. If this is a shrine, then I might as well go back and see where that ladder did lead us. The only thing that hasn't changed though is like I still think that the movement speed we have might be a little bit underwhelming.
This lantern prevails above all.
They seem like kind of corrupted by oh, there's even another shrine here. So it seems that we have two main places. And then we still have the snowy mountains that we haven't finished. Very strange creatures. It's like an eyeball stuck in a lobster or something. So that's kind of what Blight does also to enemies. It reduces their maximum HP, but only like for a limited time. And it's not as rapidly as on you. At least for the limited testing that I did. But I'm kind of lost a little bit to just like where I need to go. I'm like more like looking for my way, hoping that I go the right way. But it's very hard to like keep track on where I am. And where I still have to go. But if we already can get rid of those like annoying spellcasters, I'm not complaining too much. I'm not gonna lie though, this place gives me like slight Avatar vibes. I mean that's like how it looks. I'm definitely gonna miss stuff here, I'm not gonna lie. Like all that I hope is that I'm not like stumbling in some boss fight. Because I would have two problems. One, I'm not really prepared for it. Two, I might never find that boss again. You know, it's like a little bit annoying, you know, but you have to say, go right on the third tree. Delightful wound. Increase damage dealt to enemies affected by blight. Enemies with less health remain take increased more damage. Well, it is something to consider and maybe make my axe into a blight weapon. For now though, we're lost. If I can manage to attack it, I might live, and otherwise I'm dead. This is kind of what I mean, yeah? Like, how am I supposed to find that enemy again? Everything looks like so the same here. I'm not gonna beat him again because it didn't really feel worth it. First of all, we need to find a ladder going downwards. I think this will probably collapse. Yep. That was a really good attempt until my attacks didn't really feel to do as much healing as they used to do again. But look at that, we found a demon, so we're gonna beat her because that probably will give us another thing for our arm. But I'm not really sure if I'm gonna do this place first though, like I feel that I might wanna do the snowy mountains first. before going here. So we're gonna take him out because I don't wanna get interfered again. But instead of dropping down, we're actually gonna like go a little bit backwards and go downstairs. I mean, I think that's possible though. Oh god, they can grab you. So that is probably the big seashell, I believe. No, that is where the shrine is. So we have to go back up anyway. It was my bad. I tried to like activate my defense spell. I should have like kept attacking. But I really feel that daggers are like the best weapons when it comes to enemies that do attack rapidly. I think daggers are just the best weapons to deal with those. She reminds me of a boss, but I need to say that spear is deadly. So it seems besides doing like pure basic attacks, you need to be really careful doing any other type of shit. Oh, mate. There we go. So, for if anyone is wondering, yes, having the daggers really seems to be the best weapon for really aggressive enemies. I mean, especially combined with Blade Master and the other thing that heals you, the tooth. Kinda reminds me, I wanna see what she did drop. So we do have some additional feathers. Like 3 different ones. What did they give us? Status build up. That is really nice when you have a build up effect on it. Sadly though we don't have that, so it is probably the worst. Although I'm still gonna equip it for now, just to have it on there. If we then do switch to some status build up, we at least have it. I would like to make my way back to the bird. Because I feel that bird also might drop something of value. It is nice though, if you attack you cannot fall off the edges. That doesn't count though once you're dodging or anything. I'll quickly have the blight run out. But now I need to think which way I was going. So I think I came from this. Yeah. Or maybe not. Like I said, I'm getting lost in this place. Everything looks so much the same. But I think this is where I indeed came from. Oh well. It's not too bad. I forgot my souls. So let's call it a planned U-turn. A little planned detour in an already pretty confusing zone. I think the bird was around here, wasn't it? No. One thing that is nice though about Blight is that it starts on your maximum health before it like eats on the rest. But I think we're getting close to the enemy we're supposed to fight. That doesn't change the fact that this place is very, very confusing. So we came from that, so I think it's still this way. But then from here I don't know the way anymore. Maybe this was just a dead end. No, it was this way, yes. Good. Let's buff up everything we can buff up. And try to do it again. Damn. Whew. Aggressive little things. Might actually want to teleport back to where I was. But I kind of want to push forward as well. We're gonna need to proceed very carefully here. I just wanna eat a few of those bunnies to increase my health a little bit. So there was a way down there as well. This will break down again, but it seems to break down to where we were. But in case, is that a usable item? It is a usable item. I'm wondering, because it's like one-on-one, does that mean that we can just use it and I think it's just like what is it? I think it's any way that is like that is a consumable, otherwise it would be kind of weird, but let's try it. Oh, this one is not collapsing, okay. No, it is collapsing. Oh, that feels bad. That feels bad for two reasons. One, it was a lot of souls, and two, I really felt that I was not gonna die there. For a second, and then I was like, then I was dead. We didn't lose all too much though, like most of our stuff we did keep, but still. Still does for like 400. Never mind, he's dead. And it seems that the bird does respawn there. So even though I'm not a huge fan of it, think we're gonna beat it anyway. Just so it doesn't stalk us. Now we have 26. $27. It doesn't drop for much more than I hoped for. Also, we have a nest here as well. Before we do that though, we want our souls back. Oh no. One of those guys is scary, two of them is insane. I'm pretty much dead here. I don't wanna fight them. And not even close wanna fight them up here. Yeah, that was kind of meant to happen now. But I think I gonna pretty much wrap up here. It is like late already. And I'm not really sure yet where I wanna go. Like we have this whole zone that is pretty confusing. Everything looks like goddamn the same. Then we still have the mountaintop. We still have that other part of this zone that we did discover in the cave near the bandit camp. We might go for the +5 strength here. Let's put that in there as well, just to have it. We might get an additional level here. Yeah, we probably will. There we go. that do we have? And for this we couldn't buy this, right? But that will unlock our last slot as well. So that is good. No. Either continue from, I'm not really sure. Otherwise, we will continue here, or we might make a loop around and also need to look what those golden feathers mean. But otherwise, we might as well go back to Cloudspire and continue from there. But for now, we're gonna wrap things up. I'm still pretty satisfied. We got quite a few levels. And for the rest, we will need to find our way through the game.